Yeah.
This is our first inaugural episode of. We're off to a great start. This is how it should be. This is the first inaugural episode of IRMC Live.
Usually, first means inaugural. Like,
yeah.
It's a big word for me.
Great.
Awesome, man. All right. I'm Jason Banning. This is Javier Perez, and we got a wonderful guest today. He's visiting Orlando all the way from Cape Town, South Africa.
Whoop, whoop.
The one and only Jethro Harris.
Yeah, from very far away.
So, well, how are you?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm happy. We just had a fantastic bison burger, so that's
right.
Good
that thing
start.
was great.
Yeah.
That thing was great. Hey, kudos on
Wyoming.
the bacon.
Thank
Bacon
you.
was perfect.
I think the broccoli. My mom would be proud.
Yeah,
Eat it.
That's good
you
to
killed
know.
that broccoli. That was good.
Yeah, but it's amazing.
It was good that the grown-ups in the room ate the broccoli. Right, Cody?
It's amazing just to be on the other side of the world. That's a good starting point, I think.
Yep.
And like the reasoning being here is that music's connected all of us. I think that's also a pretty important part to mention, and just to have music pull you out from your life and like just drop you off in another spot for a while to like kind of be in a whirlpool for a couple minutes and then pull you out and put you back into your life again. It's such an amazing thing. So I'm really grateful.
Like, why don't we just tell people how is it that we know Jethro? Jason, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, long story short, I came into contact with a band called Overthrust. For those of you who are metal fans, specifically extreme metal or old school death metal fans, Overthrust hails from Botswana and is pretty much their flagship band. And I befriended the guys back like around 2013.
Botswana, just to stop you, Botswana's like just a bit north of like
Yes.
Southern Africa. Yeah. So it's Africa.
Northern border.
Yeah.
And about 2018, 2019, something like that, they contacted me and mentioned that you had reached out. And I hadn't met you yet in recording Demon Grave, which was one of their singles. And I thought I was all for it because, one, it got them out of Botswana and, into a real studio so they could see, what happens.
And I'm going to stop you there. I remember, so we worked with them with the previous album, and then they reached out to me about doing the video for Demon Grave. So they sent me the song, and I immediately messaged Jason. It's like, who recorded this? Where did they record this? And then he explained that it was you. And it's like, dude, this is night and day from the previous stuff. This, you could tell that there's heads and tails when it comes to the production. And like, we got to keep working with this guy, basically.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was quite a funny thing on that. Just to go into the story, there was they arrived without guitars, so they didn't have guitars that worked, and I had like pulled some strings to get them into the recording just for one evening into the recording studio. So the guitars we had were like Gibson Les Pauls and things like that, and there was like another guitar with some Ibanez hack together with like a floating bridge. So one kind of held tuning, and the other one just kept on like dipping out the whole time. And the amount of times that I had, because I got them the whole band to perform at one time, the amount of times that I had to stop the band and try and tune that guitar was like, it happened 1,000 times. And at the end, I was just like, fuck it, record it. At the end of the day, somebody's going to say, wow, this is like so out of tune. I wonder how they did that.
They must like Slayer.
It was like in tune, and they just kept on drifting because, the guitar wasn't built to play at a lower tuning. And that was quite a challenge, but it was great fun. And I mean, how I reached out to them was they had played a local festival in Cape Town many years back, and I was there and I saw, and I was like, this is rad. And whenever they came, I started following them on Facebook and stuff, and whenever they came across, I came across their profile, I would send them a message and be like, tell me when you're in Cape Town, I will record you. like I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking for anything. I just want to be part of whatever you guys are doing because it's so cool. You know, like with band members traveling over 400 kilometers. I don't know. It's like 300 miles roughly. Even maybe what's a mile in a kilometer? You know the stuff.
1 mile is 1.7 kilometers.
1.7 kilometers. So it's 400 kilometers to a band practice. And these guys are, you know, in a space where they don't even know what like Katy Perry is, but they've heard of bands like Cemetery Rapist and like the most vile names you could possibly have.
Yeah.
See, like, that's one thing when it comes to the I feel like, especially in recent years, with as much access as we have to music, you think that the ears of the general public would have gotten broader or wider, but I feel like here in the U.S. that's not the case.
Well, I think
it's been more funneled. Talk to me about like what is the music scene in South Africa?
Yeah, I think just to touch on one thing first, I don't think people in Botswana are exposed because, you know, we take for granted here that we have electricity every day, let alone Wi-Fi and internet. And, you know, in South Africa, for instance, there's been a thing happening called load shedding, which they just cut your power off for 8 hours.
Yeah.
You know, so
I was there for one.
Yeah. So like you got a recording planned and then your whole day's got no power. So like, you know, what you got to do?
When I was there, I think it was at night.
Yeah, we were lucky, and also the studio had equipped themselves to deal with it, which we were really lucky about. But in 2019, it wasn't so,
right.
So we would have had trouble. But going back to your question, you know, like so South Africa is a lot more Western sort of orientated compared to Botswana. So we have, for the most part, electricity and internet and Wi-Fi. And there's a large part of the population that doesn't have very much, but the music with the large part of the generally the poorer communities in South Africa seem to listen to their own music, you know, like what is popular in their neighborhood kind of thing and what relates to them. So they're not listening to so much outside influence, you know, like coming from the States, where people in the sort of more upper class markets have, you know, access to what's happening in the States. Yeah. I'm not saying the other guys don't have access. I'm just saying that they are more interested in listening to what is
must be nice
relative to them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know. So it's a different way of going about it, I think. And yeah, in the metal scene, you know, there's a few bands, there's a few artists, but it's generally quite a small scene. Like we had like Cannibal Corpse, if you just think I've gone blank now. We had a whole bunch of big bands come down, including like Decapitated, Cannibal Corpse, Septic Flesh, all in one festival, and there was about 800 people there. You know, the biggest metal festival ever to happen in South Africa. And about every metalhead came out, and it was about 800 people, maybe a few more than that. But
but it's everyone.
Yeah, it was all of them. Yeah. Like if there wasn't one, I was surprised.
It's only 800, but it's everybody.
Yeah.
It's
so it's a really
everybody.
small and neat
Success.
scene. Yeah.
But it looks like a lot.
Yeah. I mean, we played a small venue, and then everything's cool.
Yeah, true. See, it's just like I feel like we're spoiled with what we have here in America, in the States. Like we take for granted the talent factor. We go for other things, and the thing is that I want to say that when it comes to popular music, it's such a specific niche of what can be deemed popular or not these days that there's no entry. It's so hard for a metal band to be able to make it into the mainstream and stuff like that. Like when people started criticizing that all of a sudden like Spirit Box was everywhere, it's like, no, dude, that's great because we need that.
Yeah.
Like we need that type of stuff. We need bands that don't belong in the genre to be in the genre. Like were you able to watch Jimmy Kimmel when he had Knocked Loose and Poppy? That was amazing. Yeah. That was some of the best 5 minutes of metal I've ever seen in my life. And I don't even I don't even follow the band that much. Like I knew who they were, but I'm not really like fond of their music or anything like that. But to me, that was great. Like we don't get that. We don't get that type of stuff. So it's really cool to see that at least, in the other side of the world, that it's a little bit easier to stay within, like, to not be so specific when it comes to genres.
When we were at the music store yesterday, he was remarking, it's like, you're so lucky. You can just come down and get this and get that. And like, I mean, you can I went to that one store when I was in Cape Town with my father.
Yeah, but it's closed down now. It doesn't exist.
Oh, no shit.
The music store?
The biggest one.
That was the closest one to like where you were.
Yeah.
What's the next what's the closest one now?
Well, it's from the studio, it's quite far, but from my home, it's not too bad. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
But it's still, you guys.
Damn, that sucks.
Like I'm looking for studio monitors, and the brands I'm looking at are few and far between.
Yeah.
When I'm looking at pro gear, if I'm looking at sort of mediocre gear, it's all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I'm looking for
Trying to
pro
get,
gear, or if I want to look at like getting Neve preamps, there's one or two places in the whole country that might be able to bring one in.
And is there like a big upcharge also?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
I mean, you bring it in and
then they're not cheap as it is.
No, and regarding to South African salaries, it's already like it's a large difference. Pay a couple months of your salary for one preamp. But I mean, you guys, it's so amazing to be able to just go to the store and be like, well, I want that piece, and then I go there and it's there. We didn't even call up the store and like you got it.
Yeah, we didn't have to ask. We didn't have to ask if it was there.
And then you look at a band like Overthrust and some other African bands like this where, the drummer has learned to play drums on his kit the way somebody delivered it there. So
oh my God,
the hi-hat is over here, the snare is like over here, and
he just thought that's
Tom,
how it goes.
And then like ride over here, and he just kind of
I didn't know that.
Repeats what he's heard on.
I mean, I know that his setup is not conventional, but I thought there was a reason. Like,
well, it's just how he's learned.
And I guess this is the reason.
Yeah.
It's just not the reason I thought. That's awesome.
We can probably edit in real quick a snapshot of his set that I took.
We'll find a picture.
I mean, and what we've done with the snapshot is we try to like bring it in to be a little bit more like how a conventional drum kit goes. Because going to a festival, how they're going to set up that kit for you. It's going to be wild.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we normalized this.
We did in the last recording with actually my partner, studio partner and good friend helped me do that. He was with me and he's an excellent drummer, and we reset up Beast Thrust kit. And then he tried Cameron's kit because Cameron's, he's got his own kit and it's immaculate and beautiful. And he looked at me and he was like, that one is so much easier to play. And it was such a cool moment because the guy was actually, for the first time, experiencing like a difference in his performance in the ease of, wow, like this pedal, I don't even have to push and the double kick starts happening. And I really have a huge amount of respect for Beast. He's so far out of what he knows, and he's put his full heart forward to do it, and he's doing it.
That's awesome. What's really awesome about what's going on there also is, one of the concerns, especially for me, is how much AI is, jumping into the picture. And these guys there,
it's probably not.
It's not a factor.
No,
it's like, what is that?
Especially Beast. You were mentioning.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, when Beast came to my home, Overthrust stayed at my house for a week. Thanks to Jason for helping us out to record and make a live video. Beast had got given a new phone, but as a new phone, I mean, it was this cracked thing that had, it was a flip phone, and I gave them obviously my Wi-Fi, etc. And I got up late at night to get some water, and I saw Beast was on his phone and looking at things, and I was pretty sure he was surfing the internet or something like that, And I mean, like, he's got Wi-Fi, free internet. That's how I was when I first got it. I was constantly on it. And what he was doing was just looking through the photos he had taken during the time we were all together, you know. And it's just so amazing to, you know, you give out a bit of your energy and a bit of your dedication and your heart, and you just see it being recepted in this way of like, you know, this is a lifetime opportunity to like go one country over to Cape Town and sit in the studio for a week and play drums, you know, like fucking amazing, you know. And awesome. It just brings you all down to what really matters, and just to enjoy experiences that we get. And that brings me back to this experience of being on the other side of the planet with cool people because somebody believed that I could do something, you know. And so I'm pretty stoked.
And speaking of that, like, and I feel like this probably should have been the first question.
Go for it.
But like, how did you get started in the music business? Like,
oh,
first of all, like, what is it that, like, can you describe super quick, what is it that you do now? And how did you get there? How did you get to that point?
Okay. Well, I've been describing myself as a sonic artist.
You're artist, Swiss Army knife in the studio.
Yeah, I'm an artist that uses a sonic medium. I like to think of it that way. I don't think of myself as necessarily an engineer. I don't look for specific frequencies or time align. I can do all this stuff, but it's not what I feel like I'm good at. What I'm good at is getting a vibe going and keeping that going. So I do live sound for many artists, including for Virginia, who I've been lucky enough to be on tour with through many countries a couple times. And I've been working at a large studio in Cape Town for a long time, Milestone Studios. And now I've just opened my own thing, which I'm calling Paradigm Audio. And I'm keeping it as audio because I don't necessarily want to be stuck to a studio, you know?
Yeah, you don't want a specific moniker.
Yeah, it's Paradigm Sound, man. That's what we do, yeah.
And also it opens the door to other stuff because you don't, you know, knowing audio engineering, you're not just stuck with just music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the last couple of projects I've done some film work, recording music for film and then mixing the music for a large documentary on Desmond Tutu, who was a major role alongside Nelson Mandela in South Africa in acquiring peace between the apartheid and you know apartheid and the people, really. So I'm very grateful, and that's kind of what I do now. How I started, well, I started playing the piano as a kid and then wanting to play the heavy guitar, and I thought its term was the bass guitar. And
that's the same the same path I took. I started on piano and then
heavy guitar, and I went to play at a music shop. I went to play the bass guitar, and there was this terribly clean instrument that I was like, what the hell? This doesn't sound like distortion. How am I going to be Slipknot with this? and another guy came in and played it in front of me, and I was like, wow, actually it is pretty cool. So I started with bass. And then I was slowly getting into more and more heavy metal. I started with my mom's collection of Megadeth, and then slowly found my way into Slipknot and Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit.
I got to stop you right there.
Yeah.
That is completely different than my mom's collection.
Hi,
Mom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my mom just had Peace Cells, but who's buying? Yeah, that's what started it, you know. And then it was like, I was into Highlander, and the guys had long hair, and then on Megadeth had long hair too. Yeah. So like, these guys got to be cool. And then like started playing that, and then I fell into like heavier and heavier stuff, and the bands I was in at that time, you know, in my early teens, like 11, 12, 13, etc., didn't want to play satanic death metal in Cape Town. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna learn how
What's
to.
the worst that could happen?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna learn how to like record everything myself.
Yeah.
So I got myself a laptop. I had a bass amp and a microphone that would plug into the bass amp, and I'd take the line out of my bass amp and plug it into the microphone in on the IBM laptop through like a big jack to mini jack converter kind of thing.
I think we've all done that.
Yeah, and I just started programming drums on
two channels. I had a sound.
one channel.
Yeah, one channel.
Yeah, I used to program drums on Fruity Loops, and then record bass with distorted playing high up for guitar, and then record the bass. And then do vocals with a like Design or Digitech
That's-
or whatever,
that's-
Logitech.
That's like I bet I
Yeah.
want to. You should find some of those old.
I have
recordings.
them.
Oh,
Yeah,
you do?
yeah. It's all under my Metabucus thing that I started then.
I think that would be interesting to hear.
They're the worst. They're terrible. The timing.
But they
didn't-
have to be.
Yeah.
They have to be. You
Well-
wouldn't be like as good as you are now if they weren't terrible back then. If you start already and they're amazing, it's like.
Well, I
okay.
wish I did. I imagine where I'd be now. Like we might be recording like Deicide or something like that. But I had a lot of fun with that, and it was literally that question of why doesn't it sound like that, and eventually I left school and I was working as an apprentice pastry chef, and I went to Germany for a break, and I went to watch Wacken, and I stood in the front of Morbid Angel playing a show, and 100,000
Florida band.
people behind me. And I just thought, I want to do whatever that is, whether it's lights, sound, stage management, whatever. And because I was already into recording, went back and studied audio in 2010. And that's been my route ever since. Been a pro audio guy
That's
ever
awesome.
since.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Who are some of the because of the path that you took? Who are some of the more interesting people you've worked with?
Wow. There's been, it ranges from extreme metal to a whole bunch of things, and one of my favorite projects ever was working mixing live monitors for a band, an artist called Hugh Masekela. It's a jazz artist, a trumpet player, and it was one of my first big monitor jobs, so sweating behind the console kind of thing, hoping nobody asks me for anything. And he invited me down just before, the guitarist came up and invited me down just before the show started, and we stood in a circle around him, and he stood in the middle with his trumpet and played a line, and then we sang it back. And he played louder, a different line, and we sang it back until it got faster and faster, and then all hype, whoa, and then run onto the stage, and we all ran onto the stage, and I stood behind the console, and nobody looked at me for the whole show, and I was like,
Nice.
so Hugh Masekela was amazing. And to see him in the next time that I worked with him, to greet him, and he hugged me, that was incredible. And then another big artist is Johnny Clegg, is a South African artist as well, who was seen as the White Zulu. So he used to wear like the Zulu skins and speaks fluent Zulu, and have a band of of people of color as his band, and he'd been banished from South Africa, and members have been shot, and to have worked with him, and as somebody who is so who stood up for what was right in our country, that was also a great artist to work for. That was also then live and monitors, and then in studio, Overthrust. That was they're cool to work with.
It's definitely a benchmark experience
can,
for me
can-
too.
Can we talk about the thing with like
Yeah.
Which one?
the D word, about overthrow? Fuck it. I'm gonna say it.
Well,
No,
say it,
no,
you
so
can
what's
edit
the-
it out, right?
There's a documentary
Oh yeah.
in the works.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I saw the footage. Like I loved your approach when
Thanks,
you were
man.
with the guys, when you were going to Chamorello, and the way you were able to explain to him how the line should go vocally,
Yeah.
and your approach was the same when you went to the guitarist, when you went to everybody that you went and talked to. It's so good seeing an engineer that gets out from behind the console and goes in the
Well,
room.
that's engineering.
Thank you.
Instead of just being, from the console saying like, you did that wrong, let's do it
Yeah.
again. It's like you
Yeah,
actually walked
That's
back
babysitting.
in there,
Yeah.
and like you explained everything. It's just it was.
Well, you know what?
It's almost like seeing a sports coach, like a football coach
Yeah.
or something, going
Well, it's
to
a
the
lot-
player
a
and
lot of
trying
that,
to
yeah.
explain to him. It's like, no, this is how you put in, the spiral, etc.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, because I think it's a thing that a lot of people forget about, and maybe more so relevant. Some projects I sit behind the console and I don't say anything to the artist, because that's required, right? But I think what's really important with Overthrust and some other artists that are in a similar vein is, what we forget about South Africa and Africa is it's a very personal connection that you have with somebody. I could walk on the street in Cape Town and I could lock eyes with somebody on the other side that I've never seen before, and we can talk and share communication and ask each other, how are we doing? How's it, my bro? On the other cars are going, bicycles, whatever. And he'll walk off and I say bye and he'll say bye and we'll never see each other again. But we've had like a moment.
Yeah.
You know, wherever I've traveled in the world, it's been very much so I'm on my own, I'm doing my own thing in other countries. And the guys from Botswana, like, they needed that human connection.
Yeah.
They needed to feel like they were working on a project with me. They weren't producing a project. I wasn't pushing them as a product to get something out. We were...
It's like you were another band member.
Well, we were like all puzzle pieces, and we had to fit in the right slot to get the product out, the image of the puzzle that we all wanted at the end, you know?
And the end results speak for itself.
Yeah, it's got to sound like them. I can't replace stuff. I can't, fix it all,
Infected by Myth, there were some reviews that we saw when he
Yes.
put that a couple of them were very appreciative of the approach that you took with Overthrust and keeping it very raw and very much them. Wasn't overproduced. It wasn't chopped to death.
Yeah.
It's still Overthrust as Overthrust evolved.
Yeah.
It's like you could tell that it's the same band, but with better direction.
Yeah, okay.
And that was huge. And you've seen like all the stuff that has come from that. They've been able to play some festivals.
Yeah.
And stuff. It's like it's amazing.
The album before that, which was before Demon Grave, they had recorded that one at a community center, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think they did all of the songs within like 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
And they recorded them all and just sort of rushed through them.
yeah.
But they had to. That was the only real opportunity that they had to do something like that. So the tracks that I got for that was a challenge to put together. But
I love how he says a challenge.
it was a challenge. I took it on, but we got through it. And that was a nudge up before the Demon Grave one that you did. But the last one is definitely the one that was it was perfect for what
And
they
the thing
were.
is, like, Jethro, you basically interact with these guys way more than we do. Like, they are technically a big band in Africa, South Africa.
Yeah, in the African heavy metal scene for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I met Morello the first time, it's like, this is the furthest from a rock star ever. The guy is a humble giant.
Yeah,
I mean, he's massive. Like
he's a big
you
dude.
see him walking towards you, it's like, this is a house. This guy is, gigantic. And he's so soft-spoken. It's like, where does that growl come from?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even, like, the first time I talked to him, it's like, where does the growl come from? Because he is so mellow and so proper and so nice, and he's smiling, and then all of a sudden he goes into Demon Grave and goes, like, oh my God, it's like a 180. They're really, really cool guys.
Yeah, there's just talking about like 3 hours of recording for them to like shove it all in and give you tracks, like. That's the side of things they aren't exposed to, so they need real guidance on that kind of thing because
No click.
Which I'll talk about now, which we got them into the studio and said to them, because my goal in the last time having them round was to produce a live video that looked pro for them, which we had done via Slam Dank, which is something I should talk about as well.
Yeah,
in a
we're
bit.
gonna get to that.
But another thing was to coach them for the festival stage.
Yeah.
And so I asked, how long is the set you're allowed to play it at Obscene Extreme? 40 minutes. Great. Have you got a set 40 minutes? Yes. Fantastic. Guys, can we play the Obscene Extreme set now that we all set up in the studio? Yes. Fuck yeah. And then 45 minutes. We've got 4 more songs. Like, okay. Like, 4 more songs go past. It's like an hour, 10 minutes set, and I'm like, guys, like you can't,
You gotta cut it down.
You can't
Yeah.
do this, you know. And then like for I think it was the first time they've ever had to choose songs to leave out, and that was like a whole new concept.
Yeah.
And another part that we take things so for granted.
It was so
Like-
good he did this.
Like I gave my studio is 4 stories up with no lift, so to carry extra amp heads and stuff down the stairs for no reason,
Oh, yeah,
I
I
was
remember.
not doing that. Like, so I got like 2 distortion pedals. Like I've got like the Metal Zone and
which is a good pedal.
yeah, and Digitex
OG?
death metal pedal, and they have at the venue we played at, they have like, Fender DeVille amps. So we just got to go in,
Yeah.
like and just much easier to carry a pedal.
Wait, was
than-
it like the kind of festival? It's just a back line, and they just
yeah,
okay.
exactly.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
cool.
So I bet there's no, like, until Slam Dank came around, there's no metal backline in South Africa. It doesn't exist really. So you get backline, and you're lucky if you get like a Fender DeVille or like a PV Classic. You got no like 5150s or anything.
Which,
like that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You're talking about the least metal amp ever.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, the other one company's been doing like the Laney Ironhearts, which are
Okay,
like give
Laney's
you a
nice.
little bit of
Yeah.
something. But so like this, for instance, I patched in. We bought them guitar cables and stuff, and I patched them all in and ready to go. I'm at front of house, and I get told that my guitar doesn't sound right from the stage. Play it. Ring, ring. It's like, yeah, of course it doesn't sound right. Push the pedal. And the guy puts his foot on the pedal and moves it and asks me, where to? Like, now this is not making fun of them. This is
I know,
like showing us how...
it's-
Exactly. Like
yeah.
I'm
It's-
not laughing at
I-
them. It's like I'm laughing. It's like, oh my god. It's like it's something that in my
Yeah.
head. It's like, yeah, like
Of
I
course.
take that
if you're
for
not
granted.
shown, if you're not shown something, you're gonna,
Yeah, this is
you
like,
know?
and so how the fuck did a group like this get to death metal?
Yeah.
right.
This is like the anomaly. And then and there's other bands doing this as well, like in other countries.
Like I had an art modeling combo amp when I was in high school. Literally.
Yeah.
Like that's how, like, when he tells me this, it's like the fact that I've taken all of that stuff for granted. It's like, yeah, like I was pushing buttons on an amp to get sounds
Yeah.
when I was in 12th grade.
Yeah, so now this guy's already, he's playing a 7-string guitar. He's got like moving on it,
Yeah.
playing well, but has never come across the stomp box,
Wow.
And like for me, I had to like really hold it because I'm like the
It just
venue.
makes me want to
the
root for
venue,
them even more.
Yeah, the venue has like a 2-story set of stairs to get to the
Yeah.
front of house console. So I'm like running up there, and I'm like, you're telling me I have to run down there to like fucking stamp on the thing? But I had to like, do it like that, and then whoa, now it sounds good, like, but so we really
I didn't
just,
know that. I didn't know that.
we really just take things for granted. Where that is the simplest guitar thing
That is
ever, and for us. But like, here's this guy with immense skill making it work on whatever he has, which is
Oh, the other one was
bingo.
Yeah.
noise suppression.
yeah, you're using that. Well, that's why the click story is so important, because you guys were saying you guys got to practice to the click, and they practiced to the click. but we pressed record and they played. So the first three clicks went by and the guy started the riff. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's 3/4. I should have adjusted my time signature. And the first bar in, they're not on the click. Played the whole song. Hey guys, through the talkback, did you hear the click? Yes, we heard it. Fantastic. Did you play with it? Yes, we played with it. I was like, oh, okay. So, I mean, you could have told them literally to play to like Enya, and they would have played to Enya and played their songs. They had no idea, and it's not putting them down.
No.
It's just the exposure, right?
Yeah.
They had no idea to actually follow and be in time with the click. They just turned it on and played with it. And like that,
That's it just
But then I
That's
just want to say
crazy.
something to give them credit quickly, because this is important as well.
Yeah.
When in the recording of the album, we decided to throw the click away.
Mhm.
It wasn't going to work. And if I had to like copy one piece and put it somewhere else, that was very difficult because now it's a moving grid.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I took one piece of take 1 and went to the same part of take 5 and copied it in, because maybe let's say a drum fill was played better in take 1 than in take 5, it was exactly on time, like all the time. So they had
They had
click.
a really good internal,
amazing internal like mechanics and
pretty tight
Because
timing,
it's what
you
they're
know.
used to.
Yeah.
Like,
Having a tick tock 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 is not African.
Yeah,
Feeling it is
And
African.
honestly,
you know?
yeah,
and that goes back
yeah.
to feeling the human connection. When I was recording with them, they had to feel that between me and them. I'm not putting them down ever. I'm
No.
no, like
Right,
think,
I'm like
think
it's
about,
just a
you know,
different
growing
approach.
an end art piece basically.
And the album was
exactly.
great.
Exactly. The result speaks for itself. The album, when you hear it, it's just such an evolution of their sound from before. And I'm not even talking about the songs. It's like the songs are better, yes, but the whole thing just flows better, like head to toe. It's like this is an album that has been worked on. It's been produced. It's been like they're past the making a demo sound like an album stage. You know, like they're recording albums. It's like that's big. I can't wait for these guys to blow up just so I can say this. Like, yeah, I know them.
yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by Indian River Music Company. The world is our local music scene.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We wanted to remind you that this episode of IRMC Talks is sponsored by IRMC, by us, by Indian River Music Company. For all your music production needs.
And stuff.
Music. Anyway.
I wanted to also thank Cody. He's working the machine over there and doing things.
Yeah, Cody's the guy on the chair.
Yeah, he's the chair guy.
He's basically the superhero sidekick.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Jethro, tell us about this new venture that you're doing now in Cape Town.
Slam Dank.
Well, I think it's Slam Dank, eh? So,
Yes.
It's the brain child of my dear friend Cameron, who started it, and it's really his company, and he basically just thought nobody else is doing this in South Africa. Let's bring the most extreme music into South Africa, and like let's just do that. And then what do we need to do that with? We need to have equipment to supply them and equipment to for them to use, and then now the most recent thing is we need a festival for them to headline.
Yeah.
Because what you got to do if you got to come and play at a show that's like got, can only hold 80 people, it's not like that exciting for a European band. So we've decided, and we held our first festival a couple months ago out in Johannesburg, and it was, I think, a real success with our own PA, our own backline. We had 2 drum kits going simultaneously. So one drum was setting up this side, another one on that side, and swapping them over. And basically through Slam Dank, the idea is to lift the scene in South Africa and lift the quality. Like we went to one of the biggest, I'm not going to mention who it was, now biggest festivals that's annually in South Africa, a metal festival, that the drum mics was a Yamaha trigger thing that triggers the kick and has an XY on the top, and it's like you can't use that as your drum mics for the biggest metal festival in the country. Like you need at least a tom mic on each tom and overheads and a snare and 2 kick mics or something.
You got to do it right.
Yeah, I mean, like not even a blues band would have had that few microphones on a kit compared to a drum kit, death metal one. So Slam Dank is basically years of frustration of experiencing that kind of thing in South Africa, and together we are trying to we've got a couple other members in the team as well, like Dylan and Theo, to name a few. There's a few more that like Dylan's just excellent with his social media and putting out like incredible artworks. He does animated music videos that are really, really good. Theo's been doing all the graphic design and stuff. So it's like, it's so cool, man. We've basically, this team has come together all through Cameron's idea to really change the scene and put amazing shows in South Africa, and then bring down bands and eventually get into a record label possibly, and do online live shows and studio work, etc. So like the Overthrust thing is our first kind of product that we feel like we got it right. We've done Defeated Sanity in the past, which we brought down to Cape Town. The guys are so great, and we're so grateful for the experience. And Cranium before that as well, which we were all just really stoked to have extreme, super heavy stuff in Cape Town performed at like a level that none of us had experienced really in a small club scene. It's just wild. Like, same engineer, same equipment, same venue, same crowd, and then you get these touring bands in like Defeated Sanity or Cranium, just for example, and the level is like another 50% on top of what our guys are doing. Not putting our guys down, we all work really hard,
but it elevates the other people.
Also,
I
mean, it shows us like, whoa, like we can do that, you know. So I think whatever we're doing with Slam Dank, I mean, I think Cam has a long-term goal. I'm just in it and supporting where I can, and really grateful for all the experiences I'm getting out of it, like to mix a full metal festival outdoors was exciting, and to be on the road with people like Defeated Sanity and Cranium, just for example.
Yeah.
So
life-changing.
You're doing more of these live
productions
too with other bands. Who else do you have?
Well, we have through you guys, obviously, IRMC sponsored a large section of the Overthrust one, and then we've got Defeated Eternal Catastrophe coming down. We're looking at doing a couple other videos eventually. We have 2 in the works, but they're taking a bit of time at the moment. Some other South African metal bands like Megalodon, who's like our South African version of Meshuggah kind of thing.
Oh, interesting.
Very, very technical.
Nice. I gotta check that out.
Oh, I know you check that out.
They're really great and
if
super
they
cool
sound exactly
people.
like Meshuggah, I might not.
No,
Jason
not,
Jason likes Meshuggah.
Yeah.
Like,
so they're not exactly
Meshuggah.
Meshuggah, but they've got, definitely got that kind of thing happening. If we can do one with Valvadinia, we'd be very happy to do that. There's that in the talks, but actually getting them in Cape Town for one show where we all are available is very rare. The guys are on the road a lot, and so we're just pushing, and Cam and I are looking to extend the studio avenue now with Slam Dank and start bringing more of the African metal bands in with the IRMC's help as well. And it's really exciting. It's just exciting to finally, we have 5150s, we've got Tama drum kits with 8, 10, 12 tom, 14, 16, all on a rack with many cymbals.
Once again, things that we take for granted.
With stuff that we never had before. You come to play a metal show at a venue and they have one rack tom and it's a 13-inch and a floor tom of a 16, and you're meant to be like stoked and happy with that, and they've got 2 cymbal stands and a hi-hat stand. It was like, well, how do I set this up, And unfortunately, if a band got that in South Africa, they were usually, wow, we got some stuff, Yeah. So it's so great to be changing that, and bands need to ask for more and expect more. And if you aren't able to get it, bring it in, somehow rent it or borrow it from a friend to get the production going. Because, I used to work at 2 of the largest live venues in Cape Town, and both have closed down. So it's like, well, where do bands perform now? So they're performing with like poor equipment at poor venues with like 2 lame tops and a sub. Is like,
and to add to that point, and this is something that and Cody can probably attest to this. Like, I was very cheap when it came to music instruments all my life.
Yeah,
very, very cheap. he isn't.
You gave him a finger.
Like he's a diva when it comes to like recording, like not recording equipment, but guitars and stuff like that. And being a musician is a compound effect. It's not just your talent; it's your talent and the means by which you are expressing it.
Yeah.
So the instrument, the microphone, whatever it is that you're using. If that instrument is, for lack of a better term, crap, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
There's only so much that it can take you. So having quality equipment, and I'm not saying quality like, you know, this guy's $3,000 Aristides and stuff like that, but just having a nice Ibanez guitar, a nice like a good like Tama or Pearl drum sets, just something that is above average.
Yeah.
It changes. It changes. First of all, it's kind of inspiring when you hear a good guitar tone. It's like,
it feels cool. Yeah.
you know, it feels cool. You want to keep going.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to me, like hearing these things from you. It's like, oh my God, like, because I even thought that I went out, because I'm from Puerto Rico. I lived there until I was 23, and I thought that like the situation with the music instruments and all like that, oh, it was terrible. No, it wasn't. When I'm listening to you right now, it's like, no, because the music store that I would go to, they would have multiple Marshall amps on the floor.
Yeah.
And multiple Ibanez and Fender guitars and all of that. So we always had the access to it. It's just we were probably spoiled looking at all the access that people here in the States had versus what we had. And I thought it was like, oh man, it wasn't. No, it was good. It was really good by comparison.
Yeah. I mean, we've still got like some music stores that have some things in, but if you're looking at, you know, it's all generic stuff, really. There's few rare things that are really top-notch quality, as I said earlier. You know, like if you want to have a death metal setup, you gotta have to hustle and really look hard, you know, to get it. Let alone to have it on a live venue. So it's I mean, my first job in the industry was taking care of a backline company, and this was a guy who had all of like every piece of kit you could ever imagine, and it's all just been sold to buy. I mean, I've got a couple of the JCM 800s and JCM 900s at the moment living at my studio that I've like kind of inherited from working with him many years ago. But like that kind of stuff, it just gets sold and disappears, you know. Same with high quality microphones. A 30,000 rand microphone is a couple $1,000 here, not even.
You cut it in half and remove a zero.
So what is it, $1,500?
I would add like 100 or 200, so like 1,700.
What's the okay? Say that again. $1 is how much?
So if you were to, the way that I always did it mentally,
and remember, this is for the record, this is October 2025.
Yeah, this isn't. This is more based on average. This is more on like year average. But what I usually do when I'm there is I'll take the value. Let's say it's 30,000 rand. I'll cut it in half and remove a zero, and then add a little bit of a percentage.
So like $1,700 or something.
Right.
Like that,
So 30. Yeah. So I'll cut it in half and add like 200 or 300.
You know, which for like a Neumann U87 is like pretty decent price.
That's not bad.
You know? And so like stuff just gets shipped out of South Africa, a lot of it, you know.
American dollar goes pretty far there.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's good food. But so I mean, we're really lucky. But anyway, digressing.
Yes.
Our goal, the goal that I stand with Slam Dank is to improve the metal scene around us, expose the metal scene to different things, and to grow it. You know, once upon a time, a tiny little festival in Czech Republic was called Obscene Extreme. Now all the most extreme bands in the world are trying to get there. Yeah. So why can't we do something like that? Yeah. Like the middle of Africa or like the tip of Africa, come and play a crazy festival. You know, like, so yeah, it's kind of just the idea is to grow that and expand something cool.
And Paradigm is the studio. Slam Dank is the...
Yes, yeah. So Paradigm is under me, which is the studio, because I work with, you know, I record classical musicians, I record string instruments, I record stuff for film, I record adverts. Slam Dank is more really dedicated to the underground extreme scene. So even we could push a little bit into the punk rock every now and again as well. But like
Hardcore.
it's not going to work for the the Philharmonic Orchestra, for instance. so like Slam Dank is partners with Paradigm, but Paradigm is also its own entity, which is my studio space. Yeah,
Very cool.
So being in Florida now, this is how many times have you been in the States now?
Second,
I've been a couple. I think it's
Second or
third
third?
time,
'Cause
fourth
I know
time in my
we
life.
went to
yeah.
a baseball game.
Yeah.
like,
Right.
When
I
I,
mean, I
met
came
you.
once
March
through
of
after that.
24.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
went to
okay.
Philly and New York, which was amazing. I got like taken through New York with Vaughn from Defeated Sanity. I mean, if I'd like ever thought about that as a kid, like,
That's crazy.
and then and then I've also been here many years ago in like 2006, I think it was, something
Right.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this, what has stuck out to you since you've been in Florida this time?
Like the friendliness of the people, something I touched on earlier, saying like in Africa, that's really a part of what's important to us. And when I'm traveling through Europe, like England, for instance, it's very difficult to get anybody to talk to you that you don't know. They're just like,
Really?
like in
The
South Africa,
blinders.
if
I
I
heard
walk
about
past you on the sidewalk, we'll lock eyes and probably nod and say hello to each other. Everybody I walk past,
I noticed that when I was
Like-
there too. Is you walking, looking?
yeah, hello, acknowledging you, and like, so that's what I've really enjoyed about the States is I feel like people are very friendly here, and that's important to me. It's important to how I operate in my life. I like to have a random conversation and spike something off. I could be lucky enough to have a random conversation with a dude who has long hair, and then they can tell me, oh man, I'm a metalhead, I like this, I'm going to watch this band on Tuesday, and there I am on Tuesday watching a band, who knows? So that's been a big thing for me. I really enjoyed the football game that we went to. I mean, like, I can't imagine
nice.
like college,
Shirt on.
like college in South Africa means like like what, I didn't even want to go to college and learn, like, you go see like this
You have to
football
make it
game.
interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's just huge happening, and the amount of organization that goes into
college
what we
here is a
experience.
business. Like
Yeah.
college in the States is a business.
Yeah, of course,
like of course, like there's the learning part of it, of course, because it is, but it's a business. It's like you're buying into a company. It's
And a
like
community.
like
hub.
when you're buying
that's
when
found,
you
yeah.
buy these season tickets and all of that, it's like you're buying stock into a company.
Yeah.
The better the company does,
especially if
the-
you've gone
the-
there.
Yeah,
exactly.
totally,
and that's the thing. And like if you went there and you put your money in there and got your degree from there, well, that's where you want to put your stock.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want the company to do good, to do good.
Cool. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Do good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So those have been big things for me, like,
Yeah.
I just really friendliness is number one.
He was very. He was admiring the marching band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He was pulling out things that when we go, we watch the game. We appreciate the pageantry.
Yeah, like how many times have we seen the marching band since?
Yeah.
I started going to the games at the new stadium when it opened in 2007. How many times have we seen the marching band?
when you step back and you're like, okay, this is great, cool, or some people may
Yeah.
disappear for the halftime show, but then, one of the things that he was saying that I thought was pretty cool is like there's 210, like.
You counted
music-
them?
Well,
Yeah.
those are.
Yeah.
It says on
I
there.
didn't. I'm dyslexic. There's no ways I'm counting.
But it was the marching nights are
Yeah.
awesome. All the marching bands.
Are you
are
getting
pretty good.
210 people to play and dance and move at the same time?
and
Yeah.
stay,
Yeah.
and stay in time.
Yeah,
Because when
yeah.
you think about
No metronome.
reverb and
Yeah, and
you just
time
you have the conductor.
sound takes to travel to you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's why you need a monitor in front of you in a big stage. There's
Yep.
no ways you're going to play in time with the drummer that's 10 feet down
Yeah.
the other direction.
It's
you know?
literally a big
Even if you have
stage.
even
Yeah.
if you have an in-ear monitor, you gotta have that monitor on stage. Funny story.
Yeah.
When I played with Nordic, we had click tracks. We were, everything's ready. The first song starts, and I don't hear the click track, and I'm like, "What the hell happened?" My in-ear monitor
Yeah.
was off,
Yeah.
but I was in front of the stage monitor,
Wedge, yeah.
so I could still play until it came to a part where I have a long note. And I could let it go, and then I turned my in-ears on. And it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right, cool. No wonder it sounded weird.
Yeah.
Remember the Alfea show when we played? I forget the name of the
Ah.
venue. But we were like 15, 20 minutes late because the power of the stage was just everyone was humming.
Yeah,
Like we
yeah.
plugged it in, everyone was humming.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
a cable. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It's just the stage was like.
I think we kicked a few
Overcharged.
things.
I've
I
been
think
there,
we
yeah,
kicked a few things and like
I mean, old
we're
venue,
good.
old venue problems. You know, old
Yeah.
electricity. Like.
There's a venue like that in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like just set up gates on everybody's mic because it just buzzes. So like just a light gate and like you know.
Yeah,
There's nothing
we
you
had
can do
the
about it.
hum, inline hum also that you put on the AC adapters now.
That was the
Oh, cool.
the 2017 show, right? The first one or the second one?
Yeah, I think that was the one.
Yeah.
Howie was there.
Yeah. Yeah, you played the second one. That was the 2017 show where like Brad gave me the guitar and turned the distortion off. So I played my guitar solo that I've been waiting to play for I don't know 5 years, and it sounded like nothing. You couldn't hear
It
it.
sounded like a Chinese
It's
joint.
like, what is he doing? And I'm feeling it because it's like I know the
It
notes.
didn't
It's like
sound
I
bad.
nailed this.
Yeah, yeah.
I couldn't hear it, but you know, there's no in ears.
It
It's just
didn't-
a floor monitor stuff. And then it's like, yeah, I don't think the distortion was on. Like, oh,
Yeah, I played a show many
it's like,
years
well, we're gonna
ago.
have to do that again at some point, and we did. And you know,
Yeah,
I
it was
nailed that
fine.
one and
I
got
played
it off
a-
my chest.
I played a show many years ago as a bassist in a punk rock band, and the sun was on the stage, and I had multi effects pedal. I couldn't see
You
any
couldn't
lights
see,
on.
yeah.
Monitors were bad, and I was just going DI in. So I like I know what I need to do, but I realized at the end of the show I had my delay on for the entire show. So like,
So-
blah, 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 blah.
So not only being an audio engineer, what bands are you in? Because you are also a musician and you do your own stuff. So
Yeah, thanks, man.
talk about your
a
two music.
terrible musician, but
No, you're
that's
not.
Oh,
that's the
come
point of
on.
it, you know.
No, you're not.
That's
Um,
modesty talking.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm playing a
that's-
punk
that's
rock band as
African.
the bassist, you know. So I've been playing in a punk rock band for about 12 years now, called Swatting Bats. We just four best friends that, you know. So
Good band.
we-
One of my
we-
favorites.
thank you, man.
Not
We've like,
exaggerating.
we've slowed down a lot because our vocalist is living in the UK, and it's not about replacing him. You
Yeah.
know, he's a guy that I was in kindergarten with, and we have a sub drummer that drums every now and again. We've got a stage name called Stingy D, and he if he subs in, the three of us, like, well, there's three, the vocalist, myself on bass, and the drummer, we're all in the same kindergarten class together. And not saying that the current drummer
Yeah.
or our guitarist is people that I don't love. You know, I've loved them for over 15 years, both of them, you know, separately. But so yeah, four best friends playing in a punk rock band, and that's super great. And we've had
Some ska too.
yeah, we do a bit of that, and we've been really lucky to, you know, we played, I think, 3 shows in the last like 6 years or something now, unfortunately, but all of them have been sold out basically, and that's, I mean, small, you know, maybe 100 people or something, 400 people was the largest one, but I mean, it's just, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about playing with your friends, and I think so many of us forget about that. And then I'm in a death metal band. We call it Doomed Death Metal, where I do bass and vocal, called Misanthrium, and yeah, we have our second show coming up. Well, as soon as I get back from America, I've actually was rehearsing stuff today because we got like one chance to rehearse, and then we go in and yeah, we play as a. I call it a death metal project, actually, more so than a band,
Yeah.
because we use masks and we play a
The
very
masks are cool.
unconventional style of music. We try and not hit things in like 4/4 time signatures and not do like 4 repeats, and so we vary.
It's pretty cool.
Very weird, you know, like we'll play 3 of this riff and then 1 of that and then half of the previous riff and then 9 of the next one and then half of the one before and then half of the one before that and then 3 of the one again. And it's like I'm basically just counting the whole time I'm playing. You're like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, oh fuck.
But isn't that fun?
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
think
love
so.
that.
Yeah, and then
Cody's over there like, nah.
Yeah,
I'm kind of because like I learning Massacre stuff.
Yeah. It's
one
amazing
song,
playing in Massacre.
Utility,
Yeah.
more or less, but it's cool. It's a cool experience, learning experience, and Chamber of Ages. Oh my gosh, I should remember the song. Anyway, sorry guys. But that one has
He
a
knows
very.
the song.
I
swear.
know the song.
Yeah, just not the name. Yeah.
So everyone
Number
calls
4 on
it
the
So
album.
it's Chamber. It's on From Beyond. But that has a rhythm on there for whatever reason. It is so hard to play, and it's just like, it's not difficult. It's just like one extra step in the measure. But yeah, I was privileged to catch you guys in a practice when I was in Cape Town, and yeah, it was pretty cool stuff.
Cool, thanks, man.
Really,
I appreciate that.
really. Yeah, I dug what you guys are playing.
Thanks, man. And the other project that I've still got going is the thing that started my whole journey. It was my one-man death metal band because nobody wanted to play along with me, you know. As soon as, like, I had a guitarist and I gave him lyrics and he was like, I'm out. I was like, fuck, man. So, yeah, that's Metabucus, which I've been running since I was like 12 years old. It's my own band. It's every now and again an album, an EP comes out or something, and I do everything in it. I play the drums, I record the bass, I do the vocals, do the mixing, do the
But isn't it
guitars.
amazing now, like what that technology allows you to do that?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You know?
it's just, I'm so stoked, you know, and I'm also just so privileged to be working, you know, like, okay, there's a lot of bands out there that have done things for years and been in projects for years, but this project is, it's who I am. It's just like, I'm a metalhead at the end of the day, and I'm going to continue making metal somehow. And if I'm not doing it with somebody else, I'm going to be doing it on my own. And I don't think this project will ever like cut off. I think I'm the most underground death metal project on the planet. It's been going for about 20 years, and I think 12 people have listened to it. So, yeah, like, you know, maybe a few more now.
But it's gonna probably emerge here pretty. Well, you already have.
I
You
mean,
already
dude,
played the
it's
shows.
just
You got another one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, Visanthrium's going to keep on going, and Metabucus is going to keep on going, and Swatting Bats are going to keep on going.
Yeah.
As long as I can play, I'll be part of them, you know.
That's
and,
cool, man.
Yeah, and, you know, again, you know, when it's my job and I'm working with audio the whole time, people, like, they put so much weight on it. And I understand, you know, like, as somebody doing my job, I understand that you as a musician, I'm not just getting your show to work. I'm not helping you get your show to work. I'm helping you realize 12, 20, 15, 35 years of rehearsing at home and rehearsing with a band to stand up on the stage and have your musical message translated via the technology we have to the audience in a way that I believe your band is wanting the audience to experience it, right? It's not just about, you know, this performance. It's about every practice minute you've had before this performance. And that's how I believe to run my work as a sound engineer, whether I'm capturing you or doing it front of house, you know, it's really important to do that. So there's a lot of pressure that goes into supporting the band and supporting the band as well as I can to perform and experience what they do in the most fun way they can, because let's face it, nobody started a band because it was like they were excited to fight with people. You know, like, you started a band because, like, playing guitar was cool, and then having a drummer play whilst you played guitar was even cooler, and then adding a bassist whilst the drummer played and the guitar played, even cooler, you know. So, like, that's what we want. And for me to be able to have outlets of that for myself, you know, as Metabucus, I can record things. It can sound really bad if I wanted to, because that's my choice.
Yeah.
You know, and so yeah, it's really important to keep the fun in it. because when I'm supporting artists and things, I really take it seriously.
I can tell it's just it's not just a job for you.
No,
It's like a calling. Like
I
I can tell, like your eyes light up when you're talking about this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's a life.
It's great.
Well, I mean, I would have loved to have been a pro skateboarder. That would have been like maybe
that would have been cool too.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, for me,
It's hard on the knees though.
yeah, and that's why I
He was trying. It was like my back.
Yeah. Today I was like, I'm gonna skate a bit. Oh, my back. Like, but you know, like, my mother works from home with music, so
That's cool.
and I try to be at home as much as I could instead of being at school.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole life I've been exposed to, you know, from Megadeth to stuff from the Amazon jungle to stuff from the Khoisan people in the Sahara Desert to like you name it, man. Like to Enya to Queen. She plays anything that comes across that she feels like she needs to play in that moment.
You say Megadeth, we're gonna have to get you back here when they do this last tour.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get you back here.
Yeah,
we're gonna have
man.
to go to
we
a
could
show.
sponsor.
Like we're gonna have to get.
When is that?
I don't think they haven't announced dates.
Yeah, no,
yet, right?
I need to see
not
it.
yet.
Yeah.
Because the album just came out, if I'm not mistaken. No,
Yeah.
the first
The
single came out.
Yeah.
It'll be probably 2026.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so 2026. Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
but
we're- we
So-
definitely have to go. You've mentioned them enough that it's like, no, this is kind of
Well,
big for him. It's big for me too.
Yeah.
Like, like Megadeth and Testament were the first two bands that, like, when it came to metal music, that I got into. I remember, like, the first one was Testament, and I remember one of my classmates had Souls of Black.
Yeah.
And he let me borrow it, and I brought it home, and it's like, my mom's gonna kill me when she sees this, because you remember the cover, right?
Yeah.
With the three souls, and oh my God, this is so bad. But you know, I fell in love. You know, Alex Skolnick's guitar playing, to this day, I think it's amazing.
Cool.
And the second one was Megadeth. I love Megadeth. I just love the riffing. I got into them when Marty Friedman was the guitarist.
Yeah.
So of course,
Yeah.
Countdown and all that stuff. So to me, it's like I was able to see Testament. I want to say it was a year ago, if I'm not, for the first time ever.
Cool.
Like I was able to see them a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, at Hard Rock, and so I check.
Yeah.
And now Megadeth is, they announced that this is gonna be it. So it's like, well, I have to go to that one too.
Yeah, totally.
But now it's like I have to go to that one with Jethro.
Yeah, we got to be there, man.
Yeah.
I'll be in the pit.
Yeah, that should be done.
Yeah.
That has to be done on principle, especially if it's Megadeth.
Yeah.
Because it's a similar thing with me. It's like I always liked Megadeth better than Metallica.
Whoa.
Don't let
I
Dave
agree,
know
yeah.
that, because he won't stop talking about it. Though.
Yeah.
Dave Mustaine.
Oh,
Let's send him an email.
He won't stop talking about it.
I've
It's
always
like, see?
I've always liked Megadeth better than Metallica.
Yeah.
Just always. I think it's because
There's a different vibe. Metallica was more punk rock when it comes to the metal side of it. Like they were more straightforward with like it almost felt punk in some places, whereas Megadeth felt like it was more like, I don't know. There was like some classic like classic guitar stuff in there and stuff like that you really didn't hear.
Yeah.
Well, drummers, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. Like everybody knocks Lars, but
yes. Sorry.
we don't have
I don't have anything
modern
against
metal drumming without Lars. I honestly believe that we don't. Like the stuff, the albums that the Metallica albums with Kill 'Em All, and Justice for All, the Black Album, like there is a foundation there to what modern metal, and I'm saying metal, not extreme stuff, just metal drumming.
In general.
The foundation is there.
Yeah.
Like I remember the other day I saw a video. It was like a Drumeo from the Drumeo channel, where all these drummers are basically talking about Lars and saying that it's like, no, dude, like he is important.
Yeah.
Like without him, we don't have half the stuff that we have now. And yeah, like
Same could be said about Korn.
That's another band. I feel like there's always, every generation there's a band. Like Korn, Killswitch was like when they came out. It's like nobody sounded like that. Same thing
you don't
with
hear
Korn.
much
When
of that.
Korn came out, nobody sounded like them.
No.
When Metallica came out, it's like nobody sounded like. There were bands like that, but to the mainstream media, nobody sounded like them. So without a band like that, it's hard to it's hard to say, no, that's, he sucks, whatever. It's like, he doesn't suck. It's just he plays to what they are. It's like,
Yeah, totally.
I have never seen them live.
Wow.
Never. I've never been able to. They only went to Puerto Rico once, and while I lived there, they only went once, and the show was delayed for 3 hours because of weather, and then they canceled it.
Oh.
And I think they might have gone back after. I'm not sure if they did, but I wasn't living there at the time. And I see with
Was
me.
that the Reload?
No, this was in the 90s, so it was a Black Album.
Oh, so
when
like
they went.
92,
Yeah.
91, 92.
I was in high school or middle school, if I'm not. I was in 9th grade, so
That's about right, yeah.
93, 92, something like that.
Hmm.
And then when I moved here in 2001, I didn't really go to shows because I was trying to play shows. So if I had to choose between going to see a band or playing a show of my own, I did it.
Yeah.
And I missed out on a lot. I missed out on Pantera, which I will never forgive myself for that one.
Yeah.
Because I chose to play
the
a
real
show.
dime bag.
Yeah, I chose to play a show instead of going to see Pantera at Hard Rock. It was like, I don't want to spend that money. I'd rather just play a show and make $10. And then I want to say they broke up like a couple months after that, and then we all know what happened afterwards. And it's like, oh, that's the one, like, if I could go back in time, that's the one time that I would just slap myself.
Yeah, wake up.
It's like, go to the show, asshole.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to think about that money 10 years down the line, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Whereas now, thankfully, I'm in a place in life where it's like, no, I'm going to go to that show.
Cool.
I'm definitely going to go to that
See
show.
you at Megadeth.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're going. We are going. Like,
We'll figure that out.
We'll make this happen. Okay.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to see like the bands that I never thought I'd ever see, you know. And
what's your favorite band? Like your all-time favorite band?
it's my most influential band has probably been Slipknot.
Interesting.
I was always like wanting to see them live as a kid, and the first time I was actually on the way back from Dresden in Germany on the train. And the guy opposite me was wearing a Slipknot t-shirt. And I was like, dude, that's my favorite band in 2011. And he was like, I'm going to the show. You want to come? It's like, yeah. So I went with like all my luggage, past my train station and just followed the dude and walked with him like through back ends of Berlin and got to a spot and there was no tickets left and hustled the whole night to like get a bit of money. And I got enough money to pay for a ticket, took all my luggage in, had to pay for like a few lockers, put it all in, spent every penny I had to get in, basically, watched the show with 800 people. As soon as Clown walked out with Joey on his shoulders, I just like burst into tears. It was the Paul Gray memorial show.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And they were doing a tour and they got like stopped playing somewhere else and they just played a show in Berlin, like set it up that night. No advertising or anything like that. And I had to then like find a place to go after the show and ended up getting given a bit of money to go stay at a hostel, and then I had to walk for like hours with all my luggage to get back to the house I was staying at. And I was like 19. So like the person who was taking care of me for my mom basically was like, where the fuck were you? I like waited at the station and you never arrived. And now you arrive with like your boots around your neck, like full of sweat, like looking wrecked, like 5 hours, like 3 o'clock or something. Like where have you been? I've been worried sick. I didn't have a cell phone. Anything
that is
like
so awesome. Dude. Like I hear stuff like that. It's like like I said, I'm from Puerto Rico. It's 100 by 35. So there wasn't that much trouble that I could get into. First of all, because my mom was a school teacher, so everybody knew her. So if I got into trouble, it's like, well, she's going to find out, so I can't. And second, it's like, I couldn't just, on my way to one country, go to a different one to go watch a concert and then come back. Right? Like I hear that. It's like, that doesn't make sense to me. It's like, if you go far enough, you're in the water.
Well, I was just really lucky, you know, and I mean, like, in the first song, I was at the front, and I had Clown stage dive, and I had his boot in my hand, and then halfway through the first song, I was at the back of the venue. I went, like, into the mosh pit, and it got, like, churned out the other side. But, I mean, for me, my favorite band, the band that I turn on a daily basis is Deicide.
Okay.
Glenn Benton's band, Deicide, Dayside. Glenn says Deicide, so I say
Glenn,
Deicide.
is it Dayside or Deicide? Like, how is it?
It's Deicide, man. That's
Deicide.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
Deity.
yeah, deity,
Deicide.
yeah. But in
But
South Africa
also
we say deity.
I was about ready to say, in other English-speaking countries, they say deity.
Yeah, well, we follow the band.
Tomato.
It's like my band, Misanthrium. Two of us say Misanthrium. One person says Mysanthrium. So it's like Misanthrium, Mysanthrium.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's and I was lucky enough last time Jason and IRMC helped me up to come here, stayed with Howard, finished the Overthrust album with Howard Wilkin, and then traveled to Philadelphia to watch Deicide, and ran into the band members that I'd spoken to, and went to watch a Vader show actually a couple weeks before that, and the entire Deicide was in the audience with Cannibal Corpse and Obituary members, and I was just like like went to watch a show in Tampa, and that's what I see in the audience.
That's
like
awesome.
that's like what you hear of, what
I
you
remember.
dream
I
of,
remember
you
you
know?
telling me.
And got to meet Glenn, and he was actually really cool, and Steve Asham, and the guys were just really great.
You
know?
saw Morrisound.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the studios in Morrisound, but at the Deicide concert there was a guy walking through the crowd, and I was like, "Excuse me, aren't you Mr. Scott Burns?" He was like, "Yeah, I am." I was like, "Wow, like you've changed my life, man." And he was like, "Well, how did I do that?" I was like, "I listened to all your albums." Like, you know, I'm sure I could have actually just spoken to him about something cool. You know, like, did you know that the moon is like shaped differently on this side of the planet?
Yeah, that's the first night he was here. It's like it's
upside down. Yeah,
turned to the side.
We all lose our cool when we meet our heroes. Dude.
yeah.
Like,
Like,
I
he
remember,
was so cool to me as well. You know, like he still did like I was like, "Can I film you making a shout out for Overthrust?" He's like, "Yeah, Overthrust, be metal and be cool."
Yeah.
Sick.
like, my favorite band is Dream Theater. The first
Yeah.
time that I was able to meet John Petrucci was outside of a show. It was Fates Warning, Queensryche, and Dream Theater. That was the bill, and the guys were just hanging around. It was a House of Blues here, downtown Disney. So the guys were just hanging around with their kids and stuff, and like they're coming in, and we swamp them, you know, because we can tell who they are. And I'm talking to him. I think I said one or two words to him, and then I turned to his kid, who might have been 8 years old or something. He's like, "Your dad's fucking cool, man."
Yeah, nice.
I will never forget that, because as I'm saying it, I'm like, "Don't say it. Don't."
Yeah,
His dad is right there. Don't say it.
yeah. Well, I mean, it just
Because you
happens.
just lose
you know?
your cool. Like, it's like, oh my God, I'm talking to this person.
I had an amazing time with Behemoth as well. I was lucky enough to mix their monitors twice, and at the end of the first show, like there was the staff to set up the whole gig. So we set up PA, we set up console, we set up all the mics, we set up all the amps, we set up all the backline. There was 3 of us to do the whole thing, you know, and loaded in up the stairs and all this. It was insane job. We worked for like 15, 16 hours, no break. And then that's including the show, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the show, I was a junior then, and we expected them to bring a monitor engineer. And I was just stage tech. And the console, nobody else knew the console, and I had known it, and I just said, well, I can do the job. And I kind of like just, you know, now I'm mixing the guys at like, you know, my friend would call me like on the phone and be like, "Dude, I heard of this cool new band, Behemoth," and I'm like, "Fuck," you know, can't get it in South Africa then easily, other than ordering the CD, which took months and sometimes didn't arrive. You know, and like at the end of the gig, I'm like rolling up cables, kind of like. That was sick. A little bit deflated because I'm now like at the end of my adrenaline, you know, haven't eaten the whole day.
Yeah.
And Nergal comes down and he's like, "Hey man, cool monitors, come and have a drink with us." And like go up, and they're like, you know, I'm sitting with Inferno on one side and Orion on the other side, and Nergal standing in front of me, and all I can say to Nergal is like, "I got your DVD, man." Like, you know, but like, when I'm like, "Yo, I think it's Crush Fuck Kill," and he's like, no, Crush Fuck Create. I was like, shit. You know, so it's like, but they like shared whiskey with me, and I missed the whole pack up because I just got so drunk with them, and it was like just such a cool
You got
thing,
way
you know.
cooler stories than I do.
I was like, well, I just mean, you know, like that was like one of these moments where you meet your hero.
Yeah.
The guy could see that he was my hero in a sense, you know. I'm mixing his monitors there, like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing like a console gig, because I was like at stage tech until then, kind of thing. And he like stands and puts his foot on the top of the monitor console and plays his guitar and like shouts at me like, "Wah!" You know. I'm like, "Whoa, oh yeah, I must do a job," like, you know. And I just can't believe that kind of thing happens, and then you just get welcomed into their arms, you know. And I think it's a lesson for all of us, you know. Like it's why I love the studio as well. In the studio, you can't be a celebrity. You have to be somebody that I can work with. Like otherwise, I can't get your product out.
Yeah.
And you'll see that you'll have like these people come into the studio that are like these big shot celebrities, and then they're just these normal people and relaxed. And that's how you get your work around. And of course they know what they're doing. Of course they like have skill and stuff. But I think that's just the lesson for me, and a constant reminder is like, be humble to who you're working with. You never know what they're like bringing in from before the show.
Yeah.
You never know what kind of stress they're bringing in. And then also just reminder to like why you do this stuff, like to have fun. You know, sure, there's a lot of pressure on it sometimes, but you can always make sure that it can be an experience that you enjoy and remember. And if things go haywire, then that's the thing to enjoy and remember about it. You know, like
Happy
the fact that you got
accidents.
like major hums, you know, and like Defeated Sanity went to India and everybody got shocked whenever they picked up the instruments. So they're like, the wireless systems were like the only way they could like like play the guitars, you know, and like have that as the memory and like, you know, as the thing you remember about it. And take the positive out and just always.
It can't be perfect if it's rock and roll.
And I
If
don't
it is
find
it's
perfect
not rock
fun.
and roll.
You know, like I find the hustle and like the what we call like the MacGyver, you know, like the kind of like fix it on the spot, the A-team mentality. Like we need to get out of prison, so here's a rag and here's a bolt and here's a piece of brick, and then we make a car out of it and like get away from the bad guys. You know, like just make it fun somehow. But of course, you know, you always want to work with good gear and really have your performance up there. But I think there's just always something to remember, and that's how kind of like I run what I do. It's like fun-based, but serious enough to take all the rehearsals and everything that comes before the show into account, you know. I've had that like with like Sepultura for interest in like I did their monitors.
One of my favorites.
And they were like very like not willing to communicate or connect after the show at all.
Interesting.
But again, you know, you don't know what the guys have been like. How long was their flight getting to Cape Town?
Right.
And like,
How tired are they?
yeah,
like
exactly.
how many shows into the tour is it? you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly. So like, it's very easy for me to go like, well, the fucking asshole didn't want to talk to me, and I like worked so hard. You know, he still signed my CD and stuff, but like, you know, you never know what's coming, like the baggage that's coming with this, you know. So just always, I like to say, Paradigm Studios is the friendliest studio on the planet. Might not be the best sounding one, but you can guarantee
But
it's
it
the
also is.
most friendly, you know, and like you just come in and be friends and hang out and do some cool work and enjoy yourself. And that's what I just wanted to round up to, is just like enjoying what we do. And that's why we started.
That's awesome, man. Like I this is a great point to like start wrapping things up.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's like we could talk for like
We
10
could.
hours.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like
Well,
'cause like I said, you got way cooler stories than all of us. And I could sit
It
here
just means
just swap stories forever. So
it
that's
just
awesome.
means when you're back next time, we'll have to do another one. Of these.
We'll
Cool,
have to do
yeah,
another
yeah,
one of
sure.
these when you get back. Yeah.
Great.
We'll have to do it. Maybe we'll do two. We'll do one before the Megadeth concert and
And
one
one
after.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Afterwards, huh?
Yeah,
Do
the
do
one
an
after is
official
like,
review.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean, the first time I've seen Megadeth once many years ago in France.
What lineup?
It was 2011.
Oh, so
So-
Nick and Marty.
Yeah. I think that is it. Yeah.
No, 2011 wasn't
No,
Marty.
Marty
2011
Marty
was,
wasn't in. Marty wasn't.
Is
in
it Abominations?
Oh, okay.
It was
Yeah,
Chris Broderick and
Yes.
Dave with the two brothers.
Was that
The
Abominations?
drummer and the bassist were brothers, weren't they?
No, the bassist was consistent.
No, it was Ellefson.
Ellefson
Yeah.
wasn't the drummer, the other Ellefson?
No, 2011 was still Nick Menza,
Was it?
I think.
Okay, I
Yeah.
thought there was a second Ellefson that was the drummer.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Anybody want to put down in the comments?
Yeah,
It's true.
this is really
correct
bad.
us.
We're
bro.
open
Yeah,
to suggestions.
We're very open to criticism.
Anyway,
too.
we'd basically been
Okay.
Who's
thank,
who?
Nick Menza. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
he
that's what I thought,
died,
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even think he died like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
16.
2016?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So almost 10 years.
Yeah,
It's
jeez.
been that long?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. We had traveled
I
for
was thinking Drover, not Ellefson.
Oh, okay.
yeah. That's true. Good. Anyway,
I learned.
it's not anything that needs to be part of the podcast, I thought. But like the story was we were students and we like had no money and we walked for like 2 days and caught the train and missioned across Europe and basically ran out of money. The cheapest thing we could drink was black coffee at the train stations. It's cheaper than water. And we got to France and we had no camping tickets. We had we didn't know a festival. You had to buy camping tickets and festival tickets. In South Africa, you just
Yeah.
buy a festival ticket. And we had no money, no food. We spent the last €4 we had on beer. And basically eventually got into this Megadeth concert, and I remember like kind of zoning out, like almost basically falling asleep on like
Yeah.
lack of food and all of
Jet
these
lag,
things and
probably.
a whole bunch
The
of
whole
stuff.
sustenance thing.
Yeah, it was not a good time, and I realized nobody's standing around me. Like, what the hell? Like, do I smell or something? And I look around and I'm standing in the middle of the pit of death. That's about
Oh my God.
like kind of like, long story short, I visited the medical room and missed a bit of the show for getting gravel taken out of my body. So I got hit
Jesus.
so hard by like people running in, and I was like, "Fuck! I gotta get out of here!" And, like, nowhere to go, man. Yeah.
Yeah, last time I was in a mosh pit, like for real moshing, was Fire Aid 2000? No, Fire Aid 98, I'm sorry. It was in Daytona Beach, and it was Drain STH, Jimmy's Chicken Shack, Seven Dust. Who else was there?
Aquabats.
No. That's,
Deftones?
1 Minute Silence, which, damn, they were awesome back then. Their album's hard to find, the CD,
Yeah.
because you can't find it on streaming. I can never find it on streaming.
Cool. Maybe Bandcamp.
Probably might have it on Bandcamp, but it was their very first one. They're from Britain, and I remember seeing them. But it was during their set, and that's why I remember 1 Minute Silence. It was during their set. During their set, I caught an elbow right in the rib.
Yeah.
And it cracked. I had a broken rib the whole rest of the day.
Yeah.
That was it. That was nope.
yeah. Done.
No.
Yeah.
3-4 weeks of breathing with a stabbing pain.
I think I have.
I think I
like,
still have like some funkiness going on there, but
yeah.
I
No,
think
no.
my last mosh pit, it was actually back in Puerto Rico. It was a local festival, and one of the bands I was playing, we knew them. Like we went to college with a couple of them, and they're pretty big. Solamenta is probably one of the biggest bands in the island. And I was there with Oscar. We were like right there next to the fence, and I've been bugging Oscar the entire. So Oscar's my drummer, one of my best friends. Like we've known each other since freshman year in college, and I was bugging him. I said, "Come on, man, move." Well, Oscar's a beast of a man too. Oscar decided on the first song to swing out like that, and I go flying because I am half the size of what I am now.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I was back then. So I went flying, and I fall on my back, and all I see is feet, and I'm dodging feet.
yeah.
And
Oh,
all of a
yeah.
sudden, this hand grabs me, picks me up, and stands me up. And it's Oscar. It's like, "You happy now?" Like, yes, I am.
That
I
is
am.
such an
That's-
that is such an Oscar thing.
I'm happy.
Just the
That's good.
Just the question.
And he didn't move the rest of the show. He was just there, standing on the fence, like, yeah. It's like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I literally, I feel like I've got like 100 odd mosh pits left in me, and I have to choose when to put them in. You know, like when to cash them in, because. But that's all good, yeah. But going back to what you just said is, Oscar asked you, "Are you happy now?" And I think that like rounds up back to what I was saying earlier. Like, just do this because it makes us all happy, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, and we'll fix that mic stand next time.
Yeah, I don't know why. It just
I don't know
decided
what happened.
It
was doing
decided
so
to,
good.
It's what happens when you get into your, you know, like
It was doing so good, and then all of a sudden,
You
there's like
gotta
technical difficulties,
push it.
which means that we're doing this
There we
live
go.
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah. No, you got to swing. The arm needs to be shorter so you have more weight at the back. Yeah.
That's probably what I'm gonna have to do. That's fine.
Yeah.
Work with it. We're almost done.
There you
anyway.
go. And if not, then we'll get some Hercules.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Jethro,
I got another one.
Jethro, this was awesome.
Thanks, man.
It was a
Yeah.
pleasure. Thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, such
Yes,
a
Thank
joy.
you so much, everybody watching this. However many of you
This is our first one.
are watching. This is our first one, IRMC Talks.
Yep.
We'd like to thank ourselves, our sponsors,
Yes.
IRMC, Indian River Music Company. Thank you so much for being here, Jethro. This was fantastic.
Absolute
and to everybody
joy,
out
yeah.
there,
Yeah, man.
just
Very
stay
special.
metal.
Cool. Thank
Very
you.
so.